comfort, rideability, performance. So think horsepower, torque, speed, aesthetics, and in these new bikes, technology. When it comes to personalizing, upgrading, customizing your Harley-Davidson, the list is pretty extensive. And when you get into each option for each one of those things on that list, it becomes kind of mind-blowing. I have finally got this motorcycle where I want it for now, and figured I've done videos on all the stuff that I've done to the bike. Thought I'd do a video where I just give y'all a complete walk around and tell you every single thing that I've done to this motorcycle since I got it a little over a year and a half ago. What's up? Jim here. Welcome back to J Street Moto. Welcome to the channel if it's your first time. As mentioned in that little intro, I thought I'd take y'all over to a spot we haven't been to before. Park the bike, get off of her, kind of walk around and show you everything I've done to my 2024 Harley-Davidson Road Glide, who I call FIA. When I decided to do this bike walk around, bike check, whatever the hell you want to call it, I figured, how am I going to talk about everything that I've done to this motorcycle? And I think what I'm going to do is break it into groups, specifically 3 groups. One is comfort and rideability. The second one is going to be performance. And when you think performance, this is all stuff I've done to the engine to make it put out more than what it did when it came from the factory. And then the last classification is going to be kind of everything else. And in this one, I'm going to cover primarily aesthetics, so things that change the look of the bike, and technology. So I'll be back with you once we get to where I want to go to do this. There is my girl, my 24 Harley-Davidson Road Glide. Like I said, we're going to talk about it in 3 categories: comfort and rideability, performance, so think horsepower and torque, as well as aesthetics and technology. And I will go ahead and apologize up front. My bike is dirty. I do ride it almost daily, and she is dirty right now. I did not have a chance to detail her before I went out and made this video. Let's start out with comfort and rideability. The very first thing that I added to this motorcycle were these highway pegs right here, and they transferred over from my 2018 Road King Special, as well as the mid-length adjustable arms. Let's talk about the other things that I have added. We'll go in the order in which I did them. Thrashing supplies, 9.5-inch pullback risers with high bend bars. Bought those and installed them. They were one of the first things that I put on the bike, because after riding it for a little while, one thing I noticed was I hated the Harley-Davidson stock bushings for the risers. They were too flexible. And since I was going to go ahead and swap out those for solid bushings, I decided I'm in there, I might as well go ahead and put different bars on it. One of the benefits of having these bars, for me at least, wasn't so much the height, because the height was right on the stock bars for me, but the width of the bars. These are a little narrower. It makes it easier for me to control the motorcycle. We added the Clockworks 12-inch Pro windshield. This windshield is a game changer. It honestly is. It routes the wind just over the top of my helmet, but more importantly, it passes it past my shoulders. So it's almost like you're riding in a bubble while you're going down the road. It is extremely impressive. I love this windshield. I've done 800-mile days where I finish the day and I'm like, I could go ahead and do another 200, 300, 400 miles. Certainly can wake up the next day and do another 800-mile day. It's amazing what it does for your endurance on the motorcycle. Next thing that I added after the windshield was the Kraus Easy Shift and the Rickrack carbon fiber shift linkage. This is one of the weakest parts on the bike, honestly, the way it comes from the factory, so I usually always replace that. Then kind of all at the same time, I added Avon grips and the Flow Motorsports adjustable clutch and brake levers. And then last but not least, Metzler Cruise Tech tires. I just added those before we took our trip. The last video I dropped was about tire selection, so y'all should understand why I picked that tire. Let's move on to performance. I'll do it in the order in which I added it. When we talk performance, the Trask Assault air breather, the Chromeworks 3-step 2-into-1 Outlaw full-length exhaust. I put in the motor a Maxell 827E camshaft. I also replaced the inner cam bearing. I left the cam chest and oil pump alone. Those are stock. I used S&S Quickie adjustable push rods. I used the Maxell high performance lifters, and I swapped out the chrome tappet covers that came stock on the bike with black ones from Harley-Davidson. I also, to the motor, have put in the Mueller power clutch 2.0, as well as Mueller's adjustment for the clutch cable. On the other side of the motor, put in a Trask power plate, and I've added Fueling's vented dipstick. One more thing that I did change, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it very well, I did put the Flow oil filter on the bike. And if I get the numbers wrong that I'm getting ready to quote, I will put them up on the screen. With the engine modifications that I've made, this motor is now making, I want to say it makes 128.58 horsepower and about 135 or 36 and a half pound-feet of torque. Max torque kicks in at 3250, and once I'm above 2,000 RPM, I'm already above 110 torque. Oh, one thing I left off the engine, when I put the cam and everything in, I also added a TTS tuner and the software license for it, and had it professionally tuned at Southeast Customs. Let's talk about aesthetics and technology. Aesthetically, probably the biggest things that are visibly noticeable are, I used Carbon Visionary to get their front fender, as well as their dash and their heat deflectors. Got rid of that horrible license plate holder and used Ciro's flush mount with a curve to replace that and clean up the back end of the bike. I've also got the thrash and skid plate underneath the front of the bike where the oil lines and coolant lines and all that stuff goes. Technology-wise, underneath my seat, I have Tim's stereo systems, CarPlay bypass, and then I also have the bike equipped with the tailwind garage door sensor, so when I pull into my house the garage door automatically opens, and when I leave my house the garage door automatically closes. Drop it down in the comments, let me know what you've done to your bike, what parts you used. Well, there you go, that's everything I've done to this motorcycle. Am I going to do anything else? I don't know. I honestly do not know. Right now the bike is dialed in for me the way that I like her. Very happy with how the bike performs. Very happy with how it suits me and my riding style. The things I can think of off the top of my head that I potentially would do are suspension, possibly a new seat. I don't know. I honestly do not know. That's everything I've done to the bike. I don't know if I'll do anything else. I honestly don't. If I decide at some point in the future that I want more horsepower and torque, I don't know whether I'm going to go with more displacement or whether I'm going to do something like throw a turbo on it. I do like the stuff Trask does, and so it's possible I just throw a turbo on this bitch and I'll be done with it. But I don't know. It's going to come down to really the kind of riding that I do. And with as much travel as I do on this bike, I don't like having it built out for like extreme performance, because I don't like the heat, the extra heat that comes with that, and the potential for failure that comes with that. I don't know that I'm going to do anything else to the bike. I appreciate you guys watching. I really do. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, click the notification bell, share it with your friends. All that stuff's free to you, and it does help the channel. Always ride safe.
Yeah, ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot. Ah. Asshole.
Really? Peace out, bitches!